talk about some more definitions for geometry. So the big ones are point, line, and plane. A point is dimensionless. It's just a location, meaning it has no length, width, height. It's just a location. You know, you could say A is located down 3 units over 4 units. That's A. A line is just length. We never worry about the width of a line because it doesn't have one. It's just the length. And it only has one dimension. Okay, so for example, we can have line M being horizontal. We can have line N being vertical. We can have line L being oblique, set sideways. Okay. We always label them, for example, if I'm talking about line N, we have N with a line on top. That's how we would say it. We've got a plane. A plane is 2 dimensions. We can say something, it takes up space. So it's a space. We're going to do something in that plane. We can sometimes say something is coplanar, meaning that it's in the same plane. Okay, we've got angles. Angles are 2 rays, and we're going to start. Let's stop with angles real quick, and we'll just define what a ray is first. It's probably a better plane. A ray is a starting point and then a direction. Okay, so a ray looks like this. Starting point, and then it goes off in a direction. If I labeled this ray AB, I would, when I'm talking about it, would be, say, AB. See how a line, 2 arrows on each end, a ray is only 1. So an angle is 2 rays with the same starting point. Let's make sure you guys can see this. Okay, so like that is an angle. Ray with 2 starting points. When we talk about an angle, it's usually with 3 points on it. Now, we can call this angle ACB, or we could call this angle BCA. The most important thing is the vertex, which is where the 2 rays intersect. That's called a vertex. That has to be in the middle when we talk about it. Okay. One last thing, let's talk about a segment. A segment where a line goes on and on forever. A segment has 2 endpoints. Okay, so 2 endpoints. And when we say AB, if we're talking about a segment, we just put a line right on top of it. Okay, couple more things. Let's talk about supplementary. That means it adds up to 180. Angles that are supplementary add up to 180. And complementary. Angles that add up to 90 degrees. So we can have supplementary angles or we can have complementary angles. Okay, let's talk about adjacent. Adjacent angles are angles next to each other. Are angles next to each other. Vertical angles are equal. And let's draw a little picture. Adjacent angles are two angles that are right next to each other. These two are adjacent. Vertical angles, we look like an X, and angle 1 and angle 2 would be equal. They're vertical. 3 and 4 would be equal. And when we do those two double angles, that means they're the same single as that. Last one, linear angles are supplementary on a straight line. They are adjacent. Okay, so if I draw a straight line, it's 180 degrees. We've got angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. That means angle 1 plus angle 2 equals 180. And since they're on a straight line like that, that's why we would classify them as linear angles.